We're at the Steam and Technology Museum in Hamilton on Woodward Street. And if you haven't had a chance to come down here, you got to come and see some of this really old electrical technology, which really got things going. Hundreds of years old, some of this, and it's just kind of an interesting spot. Now then, one thing we're going to do today is talk a bit about history, about this guy right here. Some of you might know who he is, Nikola Tesla, a Serbian-American inventor, and most of his inventions surrounded electricity. This is maybe his baby, the one that really got him going. We'll talk a bit about this in just a second. But even a few years ago in Hamilton, the upper level of part of Burlington Street was turned into Nikola Tesla Boulevard. Well, why is that? A lot of you say, why have we got a tie into this guy right here? Well, we do have a huge tie into this guy right here, and we're going to talk to Vic Durjevic about that right now, and he's going to tell us about something that's coming up on the 25th of this month that you're going to want to bring the kids to for sure. So tell us, Vic, a little bit about where's the tie into Nicholas?
The simple tie-in is, in the late 1890s, power was the big thing. Mm-hmm. So the five Johns, John, Patterson, Gibson, Dickinson, and so on, they discovered AC technology, alternating current. And who was the inventor of that? It was really who put it together. He didn't invent, Nikola Tesla didn't invent the AC, but he was the one who invented the whole system to transmit power over long distances. So the question is, can this be done? And the five Johns went to Nikola Tesla. Of course, Tesla told them this can be done. And they went on and built the power generating station, brought power to Hamilton. And the rest really is history, because it changed life in Canada, and Hamilton was the center of this for Canada.
So you're saying that electricity started here?
It arrived here on August 25th, 1898 from St. Catharines.
I don't think most people know this, do they?
No. I didn't know it either, even though I was educated in the city of Hamilton.
Now you're going to celebrate his life, and we just want to let the camera go by here to show some of what's going on. So you're celebrating something on the 25th. So tell us a little bit about what's going on that day.
Well, the whole concept is to educate the students, inform, as you can see, a lot of motors, a lot of devices. Anything you kind of touch these days is connected to Tesla. And it's not just electricity, wireless transmission, and you name it, it's all there. So this is what we are all about, is how do we educate, how do we inspire the youth to pick up the technology? How do we discover our history? How do we discover that we were the leaders in technology? Hamilton was the leading city of technology of all of Canada. That's why we didn't know that. And we don't do justice to our children by not teaching them that. When we teach them that, then they have something to look up to and be proud of, and then expand. Everything you touch today is in one way or another somehow connected to Tesla.
Okay, so over the morning, the rest of the morning, we're going to talk about this big event you've got coming up here and where it all ties into all of us. But we want to finish off this segment with a little invention that's back in here. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to see here in the black room.
Okay, in the black room, this is the Tesla coil. So the Tesla coil was a device that was used in Tesla's day for wireless communication. He is actually the inventor of radio, television, all of that is predicated on the Tesla coil, how it worked. And it sends power through the internet, through the airwaves, not through the internet, through the airwaves. And you will see a demonstration here. We're going to play a MIDI file for you just to kind of excite the kids at what they will see when they come to the festival.
And if you were a kid in the 80s, like Luke, our camera guy, is here today, he knows the music on here because it's all video games. So fire this up. We're going to go to break now. We're going to come back and talk more about the big day for Nikola Tesla. Do you want to fire that up and let's go to break on that?
We'll definitely do that.
Okay, here we go. So this is the coil, the famous coil here. Welcome back to the Steam and Technology building here, the museum on Woodward Avenue in Hamilton. And as I said, if you haven't been here, you got to come down. Just the history that oozes out of this place is unbelievable. Now then, just looking back here, Ontario proclaimed July the 10th of every year Nikola Tesla day. And again, a lot of people didn't realize, and I didn't realize either, that Hamilton was the home to the beginning of electricity. And Tom, who's an MPP in the Toronto area, Humber area, he was the one who spearheaded going ahead to proclaim this day. So what made you decide that this was something that you wanted to fight for? And this isn't even your area.
Thank you so much. We need more scientists and engineers as role models. And in fact, I was building on the work of many here in this area. In Hamilton, you have Nikola Tesla Boulevard. In fact, I drove on it on the way in here today. In Niagara Falls, we have a monument, and July 10th is recognized every year for over 20 years. I wanted to bring this to the entire province to celebrate this incredible visionary who changed the world.
So where did you get the inkling? Because there's lots of things that you could work on that you want to put into effect and, and put forward in your time in office. What made you say that this was the one that you had to spend a lot of time on right now?
Well, I've tabled many bills over the years, but certainly this was one that received all-party support. It went really quickly through legislature, and everybody agreed that we do need more role models and engineers, and it's really important to tell the history of Southern Ontario, the Golden Horseshoe, and the fact that AC power that powers the entire world started here. In fact, Hamilton was once called the Electric City. I think this is an incredible story to tell, and I think it inspires future generations to create more scientists and engineers.
I think a lot of us who have lived here, born here even, some of us who have lived here for many years, didn't even know that that was the case, that this was where electricity got going here. Was that a surprise to you?
Well, I've always been inspired by Nikola Tesla and knew the story. But yes, definitely many people are learning about it, and it's a big inspiration to all of them. So I'm so glad that we're doing this here today and that we're telling this very important story.
Okay. Well, congratulations on getting that through. You've got something to hang your hat on, that's for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming down today. I want to invite Jeff in here from the city. Now, Jeff, you are going to spearhead again something else because the city's going to get really involved in this too. So tell us a little bit about what's happening there.
Yeah, building off what Tom was saying, how do we communicate these stories? How do we tell the story and the cultural heritage of AC power in Hamilton? And we're going to do it through art. And so we're developing a call for artworks, which will go out very shortly, and artists from really all over the world will submit concepts, and the community itself will participate in selecting which piece they would like as a public art piece that will permanently be established along Waterfront Trail close to this site.
Okay. And why made this say, who decided that, this is something that we're going to jump on and we want to be a big part of this?
Yeah, the Nikola Tesla Educational Corporation is foundational in a lot of this. They're supporting the work in a number of ways. And through the Public Art Master Plan, which was established several years ago, we identified that Hamilton, the Electric City, the story of Nikola Tesla and the Five Johns, was a priority for our public art.
Okay. Now, people who are artists are going to say, how can I get involved with this? So how can people, I guess it's not ready to go out yet, but how do people find out when this is going to happen, that the idea is going to go out there to send in your stuff?
Yeah, follow the city on all of our social media channels. We will announce a call for artworks soon. And again, when we put out a call for artworks, we get calls from artists from all over the world. So we're super, super excited to celebrate the 125th anniversary next year of the establishment of AC hydroelectric power here in Hamilton, and we're going to do it through art.
Okay. Thank you for being here today, and we look forward to that. And again, follow the social channels for the city if you're an artist and you want to get involved with this as well. We'll be back here at the Steam Technology Museum on Woodward Avenue talking more about Nikola Tesla and how his involvement is a part of Hamilton's history. All that coming up in a few minutes. Welcome back to the Steam and Technology Museum here on Woodward Avenue in Hamilton. And what have we learned so far today? Well, we've learned that Nikola Tesla was really involved with Hamilton. I don't even know if he ever came here, but he's very involved with Hamilton. And Hamilton used to be called Electric City. A lot of people don't even know that. We're the first electrified city getting out of the steam era. And what I want to do now is bring in Richard from the city, who is the civic curator. And what does civic curator mean?
Well, there's a lot of history in the city of Hamilton, which isn't directly related to one of our museum buildings. So there's community groups out there that have their own histories. So my job basically is to bring those groups together to liaise with them to help them bring their history forward so we can tell a more complete history of the city of Hamilton.
Okay, Richard, so on the 25th, now I know this is a well-attended museum, but I know there's a lot of people who've lived here who've maybe never been here, maybe driven by saying, gee, that looks kind of neat, I got to go there someday, but never have. What will people see here on the 25th when they show up? What is going to happen here at this building?
Well, they'll see the stuff that's at the museum. So we have the 1860s steam pumping engines here. They're still in situ, and you can come and tour those. We'll also have the Golden Horseshoe Live steamers here, and they run miniature trains out behind the museum, and you can ride those, and those rides are for free. And then there will be all the stuff for the Nikola Tesla Festival here. So this building that we're currently standing in is what we call the 1913 building. It's the first electric pump house in the city of Hamilton. So that's sort of a link to Tesla as well. There'll be all kinds of events and activities to do in this building as well as elsewhere around the museum.
We're learning a lot today that we didn't know, I think, before, and a lot of people just born in Hamilton did not know. Electric city, maybe didn't know that. Didn't know that we're the first electrified area here, and one of the first in North America to be electrified over those years ago. Has it amazed you too, all this that's developing now and coming out?
The innovative and industrial history of Hamilton continues to amaze me. It's so deep and rich, the number of different things that Hamilton does and has done throughout its history, and the number of firsts that occur in Hamilton. It doesn't surprise me at all that Hamilton was one of the first cities in North America to embrace AC, high tension power, which is how they got the power from St. Catharines to Hamilton and powered this place here, which was, as I said, a electrical pumping station.
Okay. So coming up on September 25th, it's going to be an interesting day here with the festival, the Tesla Electric City Festival, which is going on here, and you'll want to bring the kids because there's lots for them to see as well, right?
Absolutely. There's tons for the kids to see and do. There'll be activities everywhere. There'll be the steam trains to ride, so there'll be plenty to do.
All right, we're going to be back a little bit later on to look maybe ahead to see what's happening electrically here in Hamilton as we enjoy the past with Nikola Tesla Day and the big festival coming up on the 25th. All right, we are back here for our final segment at the Steam and Technology Museum here in Hamilton. Coming up on September 25th, we have the big festival, the Tesla Electric Festival in Electric City. We can call it Electric City now. I want to talk about the future of what's going on in electricity. And first of all, we have Sean from Hamilton Audi. So just tell us, or Audi Hamilton, tell us a little bit about cars, because everybody's thinking, you know, should I look at buying a car? Do I do all electric or hybrid or stay with gas? What's going on in the business?
Well, the electric car is certainly taken hold. I mean, as Tesla kind of introduced it, Audi, we've got now 3 models on sale. By the time we hit 2030, the majority of our cars will be full electric. Range is expanding. The charging infrastructure is expanding. You know, just a few years ago, I remember meeting with Fred Eisenberger and city staff at City Hall, and we were saying there was a very little charging infrastructure within the city. I think at that point, there was a couple of chargers at the Bayfront, a couple of chargers at McMaster, and now we're up to 46 chargers within city parking facilities. And there's probably independently with dealerships and with businesses, there's probably over 100 of them in the city. I mean, even the Shell and Ancaster now has level 3 charging. So this is on its way, and it's already present, and it's only going to expand.
So do we wait or do we jump in?
I would say that I would jump in, and if you have another car in the family for longer road trips, if that's your security because you're doing that, it's not a bad idea to have. But I've been driving an EV now for 3 years, our e-tron SUV, and I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back to a nice car. The idea of charging at work, charging at home, having a car that's preheated and pre-cooled for me, and not stopping at a gas station, it's such a strange sensation. When I do now with my wife's car, it's an awkward moment. It's like, well, why do I have to do this? It's an inconvenience. And once you get into an EV, you're not going back.
You sold me on that one. Okay, we got to look into it.
Okay,
Thanks, Sean.
okay.
All right, let's go over and talk to Stephen here, who's with the Electric Society and looking ahead, seeing what's going on. So what do you see in the future?
Well, the Electric Vehicle Society is really all about education and outreach, and what we see in the future is, you know, virtually complete adoption of electric vehicles by 2035, which the federal government has mandated here in Canada. So it's an exciting time. The technology is real, it's viable. There's electric cars, there's electric bicycles here, as you can see. We have plenty of other options of electrification for mobility reasons, and it makes perfect sense because you can't be more efficient than driving something that is electric versus burning fossil fuels. So you know, joining the Electric Vehicle Society is a great idea for anybody who wants to learn more. You can go to evsociety.ca, and we're all about outreach and education as a nonprofit organization. And we've been supporting this event here for several years with Vic and the organization at the Tesla Electric City Festival. So hopefully we see lots of people come out to the event and on the 25th, and we're really looking forward to having a fantastic day.
Okay, thank you for your time. And let's talking about the future, let's go to the, not the immediate future, the now of what's going on in bikes. And Tim Higgins, who's been a mover and a shaker here for years in the Hamilton area in various situations, now tied into e-bikes. So tell us the fascination with that.
Well, you know, Steve, it has been crazy in the last number of years. I mean, this transition to e-bikes has just been exponential, especially after COVID hit, when people thought, geez, I need to get out, or, you know, I'm isolated, I don't want to go on public transit right now, and that. So pretty much there's an e-bike for everybody. You know, there's step overs, there's step throughs, there's folding bikes, there's fat folds, there's trikes, you name it, the cargo bikes and that. So we're getting people that come into the shop now that are asking about, you know, for medical reasons. I had a hip replacement, a knee replacement. I just want to get out more. I can't keep up with my significant other. I need more speed and that. So, and Hamilton's a great example because, you know, Hamilton being a city that's on two different levels, e-bikes kind of flatten your city. So if you live downtown, you can get up the mountain. If you live up on the mountain, you can get downtown and back up home. You know, so it's just really the wave. It's the future for sure.
Okay, thanks Tim for being here. So once again, just to summarize, Steam Technology Museum in Hamilton on Woodward Avenue, September 25th. It's the Tesla Electric Festival, and you can see the cars, you can sit in them, the bikes will be here, you can try them out maybe, and check all the other things out that we didn't maybe know about here as Hamilton being the electric capital of Canada over the years. Who would have thought of that? At least that's how things are shaping up right now.